Hi, friends. Thanks for joining me. Apologies for the delay. It's been a few since I've gone live, so I think a few of my settings are off. So that's okay. I'm here now and ready for creating. Um, just gave a few seconds in case people hopped off and were wondering where I was. So I'll give a few seconds for people to find me in their feed. My name is Rochelle, and I'm from Stamping Flair, based in Melbourne. So thank you so much for joining me today. Um, I am going to be using a Changing Leaves bundle from Stamping Up today. Uh, it's an online exclusive product, which just means that it is out of catalog release. Hi, Tanya. Thank you for joining me. Lovely to see you here. So it's just out of catalog release. So we have a whole range of products in our store that's separate. So this has a stamp set and a die set and an embossing folder. So it's a hybrid embossing folder where you can add the die inside the embossing folder and it die cuts and it embosses at the same time. Hi, Kayla. So it's my first play with this. So I just got it. What's today? Wednesday. I got it late last week, and I haven't had a play with it. And I really like the leaves of this. So I'm going to have a bit of a play, and let's see what happens. I'll show you the sample that I've made, and I'm just going to be creating a different colorway, and that's always interesting because you never know what transpires then. Um, Just as a reminder, we have our DSP sale at the moment. So until the 31st of August, so believe it or not, sorry, I'll straighten my camera there. That's only 10 days away. You get a whole range of designer paper that's at 15% discount. So take a look at the store. There's 6x6 and 12x12 papers. So this is the card we are going to be making. And I'm going to use some different papers and let's bring that down a bit so you can see that a bit better. So I've used the Mediterranean Blooms Designer Series paper here, but I'm going to switch a bit for my next card. So I was thinking of using Country Designer Series paper. So I've got a bit of a color in mind that as we create, sometimes I do mind, you know me. I, but first I'm going to work with this embossing folder and show you what it does. So this is the embossing folder, and this is the stamp stuff, and I'll show you the dies. I have not really nicely cut them or anything like that, but you get 10 dies in them. So the stamp set comes with these. It's got some nice sentiments too, so you get a nice range there. Thank you. Like the card, Kayla. So the embossing folder is a nice large one. It's not as big as the bigger ones, but it's a nice like a 6x6 sort of size. But if you see that, when you put put the die in, it'll die cut and emboss at the same time. So I'll show you how to do that. These are sort of add-ons in the sense of what I call bonus dies you get to add some leaves and circle there and some and this one which I'll be using today and a little if that's cute too. So 10 all up. And that's it. So I've cut a bigger sheet here and you just got to make sure if you wanted to you could use like masking tape or washi tape to make sure it doesn't move around. So like We could do this just to make sure it doesn't. I just held it together, but it would help like this. So we've got a few hybrid embossing folders around. Off the top of my head, you've got Seaside Wishes. You've got, I'm trying to think, not coming to my head, but you've got a few. They're good. Some of them I don't have. I don't have the whole range. So I'm placing it. The cut side has to be down. So the one with the Stamping logo, I'm a bit off camera. The Stamping Up logo is going to be up. So if you wanted to put some washi or masking tape, it'll just pop right in here. Just put it there. So you make sure your cut side is facing your paper. And it sounds wrong in the sense that you're putting a die inside an embossing folder, and you think, oh my goodness, like the first time I did it, I was holding my breath. Not with this one, but when I first worked with hybrid embossing folders, and I thought, this is going to end in disaster. But it doesn't. So it's moved a bit. I'll put a little bit of washi. And just hold it a bit. It's probably not sticking very well there. Just be gentle. Right. Now I'll bring my die cutting machine, and you're going to use the same sandwich you would use for one of the thicker, the 3D embossing folders. Same sandwich. So your plate one, then you will put the embossing folder with your die inside. Apologies if I'm off camera, and I apologize for the state of my voice. This is why I've been away for a while, or haven't done lives for a few weeks. I've not been very well, and my cough comes in sections, and then I can't stop. I'm hoping that doesn't happen. So when you cut, it comes like that. So you get your 3 leaves that have die cut. I'm going to be using those two. You get a larger one. You don't have to use I haven't put that through properly, but you get the larger one there. You could even cut those out if you wanted, but you don't need to use the dies if you don't want to. You can just use it like a regular embossing folder. The next thing I'm going to do while I have this embossing the sandwich out is I've got a piece of a little square, which is just 6.5 or 6.5, and I'm going to use one of our new embossing folders. If I can get it out of my little tray here. Yeah. It's it's one from the new catalog that's coming in September. It's called the Forever Plaid Embossing Folder. Hi, Lucia. You haven't played with the changing leaves yet? Yeah, I looked at it and then I eventually bought it. I like those leaves. They're so nice. I saw some nice cards with it. You were sick too, Tanya. Hay fever sometimes feels like a flu, doesn't it? And you had COVID, and it just doesn't leave you. It's a lingering one. So this plaid embossing folder. It's a nice large folder. So, and this is in the reindeer fun suite. So you can use either side, but I mean, it's not Christmas at all. It's just great for masculine projects and all that. I think it'll be great for that. So I'm bringing in some scrap paper, and the colors here, this is what I have planned. It's a bit weird, but Coastal Cabana, Berry Burst, Pecan Pie, Calypso Coral, and Garden Green. That's what I have in mind as we do our leaves and the card as we make it through. Excuse me. So I'm going to bring in my 2 leaves, and I'm going to start with Calypso. Thanks, Lydia. Did you miss my sample? I know you saw my sample. That was the sample. So we're making a variation of this card. So just another color, okay? So I'm using my planing brush, I'm Calypso Coral, and bringing it over this leaf. And then I'm going to bring in Berry Burst. I'll tell you, I don't use Berry Burst a lot. Hi, Masbury. Good to see you. So I just take the excess off because I'm just bringing it in a little. And it does work in well with your Calypso, and I'll add a bit more Calypso on that and brighten it up a bit. I'm going to leave that a little bit. I'm going to add something else in there. So the next color I'm going to go with is Pecan Pie. Oh, thanks. I really like the card. These leaves are really nice. It's, it's like magic, these hybrid embossing folders. Like you go, wow. So I'm just adding a bit of pecan pie there, just to the edge. I'm probably gonna go a bit darker with that berry first. We'll see. Right. So now I'm bringing a bit of garden green. Another one of those colors I don't use a lot. I'm trying to show it some love. So you just bring it on one edge. Then, okay, let's go with some coastal. See how that works. It could look very wrong, but we've got to try it. Just blend it very well. I'm going a bit bright now. Bring in a bit of the pecan. I'm using coastal because I'm using this DSP, which has a touch of that in it. And this is pecan pie. I'm just doing it on the edges here. So toning that coastal a bit down. Coastal cabana. I'm gonna make this one a little bit brighter with the berry burst. So we've got our 2 leaves done and ready to go. I've embossed this with that plaid embossing folder, and we'll stick this together on my mat of pecan pie. That's just 7 by 7. So use whatever. If you put a smaller piece, it doesn't matter. And next, I have a mat of basic white. I haven't got a card base yet, and I'm just gonna make sure it fits. Oh, my little thing has come off. Fits the card base. Make sure it's right. So that's gonna go across there, and I've got that sitting there. This is a distressed oxide. I think it's called. I could be wrong. Something like that. It's a specialty DSP. And I'm just gonna trim it at an angle, just so it reaches. I've got no measurement here. I'm just going by the feels. So it goes roughly across there. If I have cut it short, I can cut it in the middle and put it round. Now this is a piece of Nature's Sweetness designer series paper. So this particular DSP is on sale at the moment, but not this one. But this is a good pack to have because it's a neutral. It's got pecan pie and all that, so it's a good neutral. I'm going to trim that a little bit shorter, so it's like that bit of the Mediterranean paper at the back. And I'm going to bring in some berry best. Yeah, so I'm going to tear this towards me, so you're going to get that edge. Now I've got a very long piece. I don't need all this, but it just allows me to add it to my card at an angle and have a bit excess. So this is where I think it'll tie in with that berry burst leaf and stuff like that. That's where I was going with that. So add a bit of glue to the top here. I'm wanting this at an angle, so I have a bit of cardstock to play with. So when I'm sticking it down, I just have more at the base, and then that's further up. And then I'll trim that like that. That will go there. I'm going to attach that to the top. I'm just eyeballing that so roughly, and then you can just place that over. So you just have a teeny weeny bit kind of sticking up there. And then we'll stick this one down beneath it. If you have any questions, just ask me. Now, if you haven't seen my several announcements about our stamping lounge, the stamping lounge, please go check it out. At the moment, until next Tuesday, we have a special offer for founding members, so you can get a monthly subscription for $18.95 per month. The regular price will be $24.95. So if you haven't heard of the Stamping Lounge, we launched yesterday with Kayla, who's on here, and Maheswari. We are a creative community. We're going to be sharing lots of creations and crafting tips, and we have a beginner's course, and there's lots of stuff there. So give it a try. It's and you can cancel subscription anytime, so it's worth trying out. Now, why have I cut this in half? Because I cut this a bit short, and no one will see what's under that square. Yeah, so give it a try. We are very excited to do it and share it with you. So, and we would love for you to be there. There's already lots of material there for you to be inspired by. Lots of tutorials and work cheat sheets, and things like that. Okay, so I've just added that, and I'm going to hide my little gap like that. I'm looking for a little bit of gold. So we like some dimensionals. You're loving the colors, Kayla. It's a bit of an unusual mix, isn't it? Let's go, yeah, let's just put these together. Thank you. Sometimes now we'll bring in our leaves. But normally I would use a bone folder for this. I'm just using my fingers to just give it a bit of a gentle curve. So I don't want to lose the texture on that by pressing it too much. I'm getting my little bits of dimensional because this is what you need for your leaves. Cut them all up. I'm attaching the dimensionals towards the bottom so that the tops are kind of free and look natural. So then that little bit of, I'm hoping that little bit of berry burst will tie in there with my border up the top. There. Now for a sentiment, I have a little note to brighten your day, which is from the stamp set. It's a self, or you can use "You Are Amazing" in every single way. Hi, Anita. Lovely to see you. Thanks for joining. You change profiles. Oh, it's so easy to do that when you have not a few. And then, all right. So, what I'm first going to do is stamp the sentiment in Pick and Pie. I was going to use a tweezer. I'll do the right thing in front of you. I'll do the wrong thing behind after I'm off camera. All right, so you leave that and just excuse me. I'm just gonna have a bit of a drink of water. I can feel my cough coming along. Sorry. Okay. So this one's gonna cut. I'm gonna cut that short in the sense of I'm not gonna use those curved corners, but I just wanted that stitching on the side. I thought it was nice. I'll trim the edges so that it's like this. I just didn't, for this particular card, I didn't want the round corners, but it still got that nice edging. Now, for the blending, I wanted to give it a bit of to match with my card a bit, like with the colors. So I'll bring in some Coastal Cabana. Thanks, Tanya. I will do have some of that. I'll just do a little bit on the top. And then I think I want to use some of that Calypso coal. So this is a nice way to give some detail to your sentiment. You can even blend up a sheet of cardstock like this and then stamp a range of sentiments. Just to add some variety. Then this is half of a label from the perennial stitch dies. I just cut it, trimmed it in half because that's all I needed. And I'm just going to add it at the bottom here. Got some dimensionals. I won't forget the card base, color card base. While I'm doing this, you can give me some ideas. Color card base. You reckon? We'll pull some cardstock out and see what works. So I probably take about 80 centimeters of thread. I've cut it a bit short on the previous card. And then in half, just for my boy. Just adding a glue dot there. I've just kind of folded it because it's a bit sometimes too visible. Trim that down. And let's see. That's pool party. That goes because that's actually pool party in there. I thought it had more. That's on the star. That's coastal. This is coastal. Miss Berry Bears. I'm pulling out can't stop while we're talking. Berry Bears. Oh, that's awesome. If I had another mat, I could go. How big is this sheet? See, this has gone well. Yeah, that's just on. So that's coastal. That's berry. What do you reckon? Or even, I think pecan might be a bit dull, but let's try. Not feeling that one. You like pool party, yeah? Yeah, let's go back to pool party. Yeah, let's try that. I think it's because that is pool party too. I haven't. Yeah, I think it's because the paper is a very deep sort of a pool party. Border ring. I'd have to try one with the mat of very versed and coastal look nice too. Actually, I would have done the mat, but I had my white is too big. Oh, that was not good. Let's do that. Let's see what I did there. Have I made it small? I think I'll see what I've done. Haste makes waste. I what I did then. I obviously wasn't concentrating. Let's hope this is the right one. That looks right. All right. Glued. Glued. And we'll do the inside of the card too and the end of it so we can see what's happening. That pool part it does look nice. Pool part is always like a backup color, isn't it? Just works really well. For embellishment, I've got these sequins, or I have, I'm not sure about them. I've pulled out a few things. All that. Let's try these. Might work. I haven't used much of these. They're called iridescent adhesive back disc. So let's use them. They look like this party discs. That's what it looks like. Just pulling it back where I want one. Yeah. Now maybe for the inside we could do another leaf because I do have a spare leaf, so I might as well just cover it. That could go partially even, which wouldn't matter. You might do a very fast. Hi, Leanne. How are you? this would be take a full front of the card. This is a leaf. It's quite large. It would be nice, like in the center with a simple center. And a big green, a bit of green on that, just on the edges. Something different. I might just add that. Yeah. Because you don't have to have it in its entirety. You can cut it off. So any questions you can ask me, and I'll have a product list up for you after. Just had some trouble with, I had everything ready to go, and then the link wouldn't work, and I was hurrying to get there in time. Then I'm just going to cut these apart and just lay them together for my envelope. That hybrid embossing folder is so nice. It just does such a good job of giving that detail. And I like the extra leaves you get as well. That's nice too. I'm just adding that just for extra touch. I'm alright in. All right, so let me just fix my ribbon on the other one which fell off. Obviously, it might have gone. No, it hasn't gone to God. It's still here. Okay, so for this one, I used those adhesive back shiny seed. This was my sample card, and what I did for this, I just added some designer series paper in there for my, and I added some ESP on the back. So here's the two cards. What do you like? Which one do you like better? Is there a favorite? Thanks, Lucia. You like that? Maybe you'll get the set at some point. Oh, you've got the set. You've just got to play with it. I forgot. But wait, that's our card. I'll bring it up close. That's with the Country Woods DSP, and this one is with the Mediterranean DSP. So the sale is on until the 31st of August. If you like any of the DSP, that's there. Don't forget, yeah, if you need a hand with ordering, you can get in touch with me or place an order online. And also, I'll just put up a link for you with the Stamping Lounge so you can take advantage of that until next Tuesday. The price of $18.95 for a monthly membership there. And we hope you join us. We'd love to see you there. All right, thank you, everyone. I appreciate you joining me today. I look forward to sharing with you on next Wednesday, but on Saturday, please join us at the Stamping Lounge just we're having mystery stamping, so you can come along to our Facebook page and craft with us, and we'll have some crafting time with you. Thanks so much, everyone. Bye bye.